Okay, it is recording.
Yeah. Who is manager tonight?
You.
Okay. I think as you send me, the topic is, it's about the school and the teachers and the memories you may have in school, you know?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I have incoming call. As you know, we all have good or maybe bad memories about school and the teachers.
Yeah.
For me, I think all of my teacher was good, except one in the elementary school. He was a tough guy. You know, I hadn't a good memory about him. He was so tough, and he was so, you know, someone who didn't have a good behavior with us. How about you? How about you, Mr. Farid? Starting with you.
Okay. About the memories of my elementary school, or what
Yeah.
is? Actually, it is many years ago.
Yes.
I am so old here, so old. But when I think about the memories, I think all of them totally are good memories. Especially in high school, we had a computer teacher in high school. We had a computer teacher 20 years ago that actually
Yes.
my vision. Actually, my vision. He was very good teacher, and I am very thankful of him. My best memory is from his classes. He was very good. And do you have my voice?
Yes, we
Yes,
have.
yes, your voice is
Yes.
clear.
Okay, and he was very good teacher for us at that time. Actually, 20 years ago, the computers were not so popular as today they are. But he was teaching us very good programming languages, and many students then decided to go to computer science. And many of them right now are working Google, IBM, and so on. That means the point is that a good teacher can change the direction of your life, I think.
Yes, can inspire you.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, and it worked for me, and I am very thankful of him. That's right. That's all.
Okay. Very good. I think we all of us, we don't know we don't much we don't know much about each other. Let me ask, what's your major?
I am software developer.
Okay, very much. Let me ask Mr. This one, I don't know, Mr. Amin Yousefvand. How about you? Do
Yes.
you have any good or bad memory about your schools?
All of
In different levels, elementary, medium, or high school?
all of them were great, and I don't have any bad memories about them because I was the best school in my city.
Yes.
Yes, and we don't have any bad memory in my mind.
Who is your closest friend in the school? In the different level, I mean, elementary or medium or high school?
Yeah, I want to tell you names and just describe him to you. His name was Abu Zar. Yeah. Yes. His name was Abu Zar. He's a good nurse right now. We have seen each other once a week or once a month, but right now we don't actually we can't see each other because he live in Tehran and I'm live in other city.
Other city.
And yeah, just
yes. In which level you have became a classmate?
What?
in which level you have became classmates? Which level, elementary or high school?
English high school, yeah.
High school, okay, very much. Okay, good. How about you, Mrs. Mahdiya?
Miss Mahdiya, yeah. I really had a good childhood, and when I went to elementary school, I used to be a really good student at school, and I remember all my teachers loved me a lot, and I always had this problem at school that the other students, brought their mothers. I have exact memory of that. That our teacher just pays attention to Mahdiya. I was really quiet, very good girl. I studied good. I had really good teachers at elementary school, and I had a great teacher at university. He really changed the way that we're studying. Thank you, Mr. Alagman.
No.
As our best teacher at university.
No, don't mention it.
He's excellent, I remember whenever I had an idea or any question, I knew that if I email him, he will answer. And that was really awesome. I think you changed lots of students, lives. Thank you.
It's nice of you,
Good night, dear friends. Good night to all of you.
Hello.
Hi, Mr.
Good
Said.
night. Welcome, Mr. Said.
How are you? And I think you are talking about the schools and school memories.
Yeah.
So at first, here you are.
Yes. Have you read the topic?
Yes, I read it on Instagram, on an Instagram page.
Okay.
And
we are waiting for
and
you.
I found what I want to talk about. Excuse me, my another cell phone is ringing, and I have to answer it. After that, I will rejoin you. Bye.
No problem. No problem. Mrs. Mahdiya,
Yeah.
Miss Mahdiya, I want to ask you that I think, as you said, I think your major is computer, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Which lesson did you like the most in your, your major, or maybe before your major, before university, in the high school, or before that? What was the lesson that
choosing computer major was, I didn't really like that. It was my last choice. But at university, I found it really, awesome to study and work in that major. And I studied artificial engineering and engineering. And I really like machine learning. I think it's really good. And data mining. Yeah, I really like them.
How about your closest friends in the high school, or before that or after that in the university? Do you have any close friend that you trust?
Yeah, I have
completely?
Yes, I have a friend. We were together since elementary school. We have been together, since elementary school. Every week I see her. She's really a good friend for me. And she is engineer too.
Computer engineer?
No.
Civil engineer. Okay, yeah. Very good. How about Mr. Ahmad? I think you have been muted. Wait. He is muted.
Yeah.
Mr. Ahmad, you are muted.
Yes, I was muted.
Oh, okay. That's okay now.
Do you have my voice?
Yes, we have your voice. Yeah. Go on.
Speaking of the school memories, most of my favorite memories and best memories return to elementary school, and especially the first year that I entered this school. At the first year that I went to school, for several times our teacher changed one another, about 5 teachers. And for the first months, we don't have a constant teacher, but yeah, in the boys shift, they didn't have enough class for us, and so they sent us to girls shift for the first grade. And the first grade I was
in the elementary school.
Yeah, it was elementary school.
Okay.
You were together? You mean you were together?
It was mixed.
Yeah.
Co-educational school. You were together.
We were in a separate school, but in the same school with girls. And there was a two old room. Yeah, there was a old room that was wooden roof. There was a wooden roof that was very old, but there was intimacy and we had very fun there. Yeah, our teacher was a lady that I remember when he took dictation, and at the break time left our notebooks on the desk, and after that me and some guys went to the office, went to the class, and correct our mistakes. Kind of cheating, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Those were the days, I think. How about your high school? Do you have any memory about your high school?
Yeah, I have, but it wasn't that my cup of tea, my high school. First, at the I think at the 9th grade, it was good, but the recent years wasn't that good for me because I didn't have enough progress in my lessons, and it was a little bit hard for me to get along.
Which lesson?
Lesson wasn't that hard for me, but I wasn't in a mood of studying books. Yeah.
Name the lesson. Which lesson? You weren't so good. Mathematics. Okay. What's your major?
Hesabon. Like the book Hesabon. Yeah.
Differential.
Yeah, this differential.
You didn't like them?
Like them, but I didn't get along with them in a proper way. I didn't study enough. It was my problem.
What's your major?
Not the books. In the university or in high school?
Yeah, at university.
IP, Information Technology Engineering.
You are all computer engineer, and I don't know what we are doing here.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any unforgettable memory in your education? It doesn't matter which level, high school or elementary.
In the third level, we had
or good, no problem. No one.
Yeah. In third grade, I had a teacher that is called Mr. Honerman. That was a good man, and at the beginning of teaching, he used to tell stories and make us to laugh. But after 15 minutes, he began to teach us. He was a good man. Yeah, good teacher and very fun. Very spiritual man. Now I see him. Last 2 months ago, I saw him that climbed the mountain. He's 76 or 77 years old, but he is very spiritual and kind of has a strong personality, and
dynamic.
I have a good memories with him.
Wish him luck wherever he is.
So, dear friends, I have a question.
Good.
Excuse me. Yes. I have a question for all of you. Do you remember your first teacher when you was in your first class at elementary school?
Yeah.
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Everybody remembers the first class.
In my first grade, in my first grade, I had 5 teachers. And
Yeah.
at the beginning, yeah, they changed one after another. At the first time, there was a woman that she was the wife of our servant of the school, and he changed it. But after that, it came a man.
Uh,
Oh,
I have.
Mr. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Go on, please.
Go ahead. No, that's it. Go ahead, please.
I have the same experience as you. In elementary school, grade one, our teacher has been changed. Was changed 2 times. The first one was a tough guy. He didn't let us to go bathroom. Excuse me. We weren't allowed to go bathroom, and the school manager decided to change him because he was really tough. And the second one, I remember his name. He was Mr. Khadi. He was a good guy, really good guy. Unlike the former one, he was a good guy. I have the same experience like you.
And didn't you fear of your teacher when you were in your first class? Did you fear of your teacher when you heard his name or her name at your first class?
I didn't understand. Sorry, I didn't have your voice.
You were interrupting.
Yeah.
Can't you hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's okay now.
Isn't it good? Isn't it clear for you, my voice?
Yeah.
It's clear.
Yes.
Good.
It's clear.
Can you understand what I'm saying?
No.
No,
Okay,
repeat,
say.
please. Say it again.
So why did you say no? So it means you
Now it's
understood.
clear. Say.
Now, before it was not clear, and now it's clear.
I asked you, did you have any phobia from your first teacher when you were in your first class? Didn't you have any phobia? Didn't you have any? Right? Didn't you have any phobia from your teacher when you were in your first class?
Mr. Farid.
Mr. Amin, sorry,
Yes.
I wanted to say Mr.
no
Amin
problem.
today because he didn't talk.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Ami. Mr.
I mean,
Ami.
yes.
I
You,
don't
please.
have experience. I don't have any phobia.
No, I think it's based on age. Before, in my age, yes, we have teacher phobia. Really, I was frightening from a teacher.
In
They were tough.
elementary school,
But
I don't
after
have,
that, I
but
think
in
the
a
next
higher school, I
generation-
have.
So,
Yes.
tell us your friend.
In a
Tell
higher
us, my
school,
friend. I
in
don't
a
know
higher
your
school, I
name.
have experience.
So
Higher
here
school.
you are. What was that? Can you explain that for us?
Yes.
What happened to you?
I have a teacher. His name
You
was
had a teacher.
Bozvan.
Yes.
Yes. And he taught us geography. He had to us to image geography. I want to give you a clear example about that. Yeah. He had to image, for example, source of Iran, and he said to us, image 2 layers, A and B, and A layers and B layers moved side by side, and then one of them moved under A moved under B, and after crushing, earthquake created, and it's my phobia.
Yeah.
I don't know why. it was one of my phobia.
Haven't you been punished by your teachers since you were in a school up to now?
Oh no.
Maybe university.
No.
Haven't you been punished? Physically punished? No.
Falak.
In the
Anybody?
elementary,
Anybody
in the
remember?
elementary,
Do you have any experience?
20 years ago, it was so popular. Balak. I don't know what it means in English, but after that, it was forbidden. I know we had a teacher, a sport teacher. A sport teacher is correct or not? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it's okay.
sport teachers used to be very fond, very fond teachers. But he asked us to walk and دراز نشست. I don't know what means.
Push-ups.
Push-ups and
No, push-up is I'm sorry.
No, I think.
Sorry, I made a mistake.
No,
دراز
it's
نشست.
Okay, I know what you mean. No problem.
Okay.
It's Persian, easy to comprehend.
And he punished us. He punished us.
Crunch,
Mr.
yeah?
Said.
It's kind of crunch.
You can find it later, but you made yourself understood. We understood what you were talking about. Continue.
Okay, and he punished us for sport. I remember that, and so it is my phobia from those days.
Excuse me, punished you for what?
For example, walk under 10 seconds this distance. You know?
Yeah, it was a term of examining.
Yeah.
I know.
Or, for example, دراز نشست 20 times in, for example, 1 minute. That was my experience.
How about Mr. Said? You didn't tell anything about you and your memories.
So I have a lot of memories during the situation I was a student in elementary or in high school. For example, I had good memories and bad memories. If I want to mention good memories, so we had a good time beside each other because we were all teenagers or children, and we didn't have any special problem. And our goal was to study, and our goal was to get good marks at a school, and especially at examinations. But if I want to mention bad memories, when we finished our exams, some of our friends started to destroy our class, and the class doors were made of wood, and we used a stone to keep those doors closed. So some of our friends that hated from our teachers put up that stone and use it to destroy the class, especially the lights keys, especially our whiteboard. We didn't have whiteboard.
Yeah.
We used blackboard.
Blackboard
And it
with
was
chalk.
In my opinion, it wasn't a good memory for me because those friends made a mistake, in my opinion, and that wasn't a good behavior, and that wasn't a good memory for me.
Were you a good student, or I don't know? I think you were somehow very active. You were very active in your class. Were you a good student?
So me myself, in my opinion, was a good student, and I got the good marks, and I was a clever student, and the majority of teachers liked me, and the other friends, the other students thought that I'm not a good student because I was friends with teachers, and they hated me because I was so close to teachers.
They were jealous of you.
I like to be friends with all of people, especially with my friends, but they didn't like me. They told me that you reported us to teachers. And it wasn't
Which lesson do you like?
So I really liked mathematics, and especially English classes, and those were so amazing for me, and I was happy when I had English or mathematics class.
Yeah. What's your major?
My major at high school was tajrubi. I don't know the special English word for that, but
Science.
Science. Thank you, Miss Mahdiya, for teaching me a new English word. I'm thankful. But at university, I studied computer engineering. But you know,
I think only one guy who is not computer engineer is me, mechanical engineer.
Wow.
I study food science.
So you know, our city when I graduated from high school, I wasn't able to go to university because for economical problems, I didn't have much money to participate in concours classes. So I had to go to military services, and I went to Army University when I was 19. When I was 19, I went to Army University, and after that, after 4 or 5 years, that I started to study again at university, and I chose computer engineering. But no, in my opinion, I'm not an engineer at computer. Because
so you are an agent for a while, Army agent or Army soldier.
Yes. No, I wasn't a soldier.
No, soldier.
Took a job as being an army. I was an army officer.
Do you have this occupation now, or you changed it?
Yes. No, I have 4 stars on every shoulder.
Yeah, lieutenant, huh?
I'm a lieutenant.
I didn't understand what's his job.
He's army. He's serving in army, Iran army.
4 stars, Saeed.
You know, lieutenant, 4 star on the shoulder.
I know. When I was,
Mrs. Mahdiya, 4 star on the shoulder.
I had 3.
Whoever has
4.
Yeah,
I had 3.
Whoever that was in military services, he knows that 4 star on the shoulder means Sarwan Tamam.
Sarwan Tamam. I was Sarwan Naqis. I was Sarwan Naqis. 3.
Yeah. But you know, stars aren't important for us, and in my opinion, humanity is so important, and having a good behavior is so important. We are at the same level, and all of us are human. We don't want to put pressure on others. I like all of our soldiers.
I have a question to you guys.
Wish you luck. Yeah, please.
Yes, we don't have your video.
Really?
Mr. Ahmad or Mr. Amin?
Mr. Amin, yeah, we don't have your video.
I don't know why.
Click on video.
And guys, I found it for the setups.
Setup, yeah, I found it too. Yes. I found it too, yeah, I've searched it. Searched it, setup.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Setup.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, nice. Push-up was Shena. It's Shena.
I made a mistake.
Thank you very much.
Which one of you can distinguish real honey from fake honey?
Nobody. Believe me, nobody can.
No, I think Mr. Yusuf, Mr. Said knows.
I can tell you something. If you want to buy honey, you can take a match with yourself and ignite one of those matches and put it on that honey. If it burns, it means that honey has sweet, and that's a fake honey. But if it doesn't burn, it means that's a real honey. You can buy it.
Thank you for your
match.
For your nice information about honey.
Because it's one of our favorite food here, and you can find the best honeys in Lorestan province, and that's our Sogati.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Yusufant.
Mr. Yusufant. Question. Yeah.
Please click on the icon, camera icon, down in your page, in the middle of your page, down.
He left.
Okay.
Rejoin.
Bye. I think he just had a question and he got his answer and he left.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you tell us how can we understand and how can we recognize the real non-Berenji from the fake ones?
The real and the fake
You have
one.
to taste. Yeah, test them.
I don't know.
Mr. Mansour is from Kermanshah. Mr. Mansour.
No, I think it is in two kinds, two sort of non-Berenji. Regular one is, white. It doesn't have any, saffron.
Yeah.
Yes. The second one is, I think it's with saffron in its, color is yellow. But really, I don't know how to distinguish or, the real one from the fake one. But as I told you, be careful. If you use non-Berenji, you have to, bring beside you a pitcher of water, a lot of water to use it after the non-Berenji.
Mr. Said, can you teach us how to recognize the real one?
Non-Berenjis?
Yeah.
I don't have any information about non-Berenjis, but I know that we have two kinds of non-Berenjis. Some of them, one of them is so delicious, and that's especially for good food. If you want to eat it with drinking a cup of tea, that's so delicious. But the other ones aren't so good, and they will make you khafe.
Yes. Add something to this, topic about non-Berenji. One kind of it's been baked by, industrial, what does it mean?
Equipment.
Oil. No, industrial oil.
Oil.
The other one, I think it's been baked by, local oil. It's the second one that it's been baked by local, oil. It has a good smell. You can distinguish from if you smell it, you can distinguish the second one or that one that it's been baked by, local oil. It has a good smell.
So you made my mouth water.
No problem. Give me your address. I can send you a packet. It's not. I think it's very cheap. It's not so expensive.
I want to.
Two francs. I don't think so. You have to back in your own. I can send you.
Okay, guys. Can I say something about?
Yeah, why not? Please.
Childhood. I think all of us years old, 7 years old. But nowadays, most of the children are.
I don't have her voice. I don't have. Miss Matthew, we don't have your voice.
Do you have?
No, it's not clear. It's not clear.
You should rejoin us.
My voice.
It's interrupting.
Maybe your connection is poor.
Yeah, connection, I think. Miss Nadia, it's interrupting.
This time it's your problem, Miss Nadia.
Because
your voice is not good.
I will left. I will.
It's
okay. I think it's okay. No, she left.
Dear Farid.
Yeah.
How's the weather like today in France, where you live?
Where I live, in a flatmate. There is a apartment. So many other people are living there. From France.
Weather, is it sunny? Is it rainy?
Oh, weather, it is. Yesterday it rained, but today it is sunny. Yesterday.
So in our province, today was rainy.
Yeah,
here too.
Yeah,
here too.
I think the entire Iran is rainy. Miss Matthew was asking a question.
Yeah, do you have my voice now?
Yes, it's okay now.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that all of us, I think, or most of us used to play outside when we were a child. You know, I myself really like riding bicycles, and I had lots of friends outside, and we played hide and seek with bicycles. And you know, in summers we were outside, and we really had great time together. And but nowadays, most of the children are at home, and
With mobile.
yeah, with mobile they play. And I have a nephew. He's 5 years old, and I can see that most of the times he's bored. He wants someone to play with. Do you think is it good? So how should a childhood be like? What's your idea?
Well, in my opinion, here you are, dear friend.
No, please go on. Please go ahead.
Mr. Ahmad is also silent.
Yeah. No, I'm not silent. You have my voice?
Yeah. What do you prefer?
About
Mr. Said, go on, please. Go ahead.
In my opinion, unfortunately, we have been addicted of using our cell phones, and we can't live without our cell phone. If I miss my cell phone, I won't be able to continue my life, and I feel that I have lost something in my life, and that's terrible for me. And I don't know how to change this life. And some days I try to change my life, and I try not to use my cell phone, but it's impossible for me because after 2 or 3 days I will use it again. In my opinion, we should have a camp for ترک گوشی.
Abandoning cell phone. It's not just related to cell phones. I'm talking about nowadays. Most of the parents believe that outside, is not safe for children to go and play alone. We should go outside with them too. But many years ago, children went outside and came back home easily. Now. Maybe sometimes parents have no other choice, to give them a mobile and they play with that. They have no other choice there. So I'm asking you, how should childhood be, these days? What should we do?
I think the parents have right if they are worried about their children. The environment in these days, it's not like the before when we were child. It's somehow it's unsafe. If you look at the newspaper or watch the news, it has a lot of dangers waiting for our children outside. I think they have right, but as Mr. Said said, we are addicted to our cell phone, and our children too. One of my children asked me to buy her a tablet, and I resist, and I didn't buy for her. Instead of that, I bought a good bicycle for her, and it's in the basement, and she didn't use it. She says I need a tablet instead of that bike.
So you should buy him or her.
I don't know. We cannot resist. It's been somehow all over. Every families, they prepare tablet or mobile for their children. If you don't buy, you're gonna have some problem with your children. But I don't know how to control it. Really, it's a big problem for me. I told you the bike is in our basement and it's not being used by my daughter. She says I need a tablet. I don't need a bike. All of my friends have tablet has tablet, and I need one. Really, it's a big problem for me. I don't know how to manage it.
So Miss Mahdi, our lives have been changed, and we shouldn't compare our childhood with the children from this period of time, because that's electronical world, and they want to have anything they like. And if you want to compare their lives to ours, we will understand that we didn't have any choices, and we didn't have any equipment. And if we wanted to have something, our parents punished us, and they didn't let us to have that vehicle or that device. In my opinion, that wasn't a good behavior, because you should respect your children, because if they grow up, they won't be able, if you don't understand them, if you don't pay attention to their request, they won't be able to have a good self-confidence. And that was a bad behavior that unfortunately our parents had. And in my opinion, the children have a good childhood now.
Yeah.
They have some bad behavior, in my opinion, like using the cell phones. But the other things they want, they can have, and that's a good behavior. The parents who are young now have, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's right.
What's your idea, Mr. Farid?
Mr. Ahmad, I think he's also.
Yes, he was
wants
trying to
Okay.
speak. Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Farid, if you want to say something.
No, I just wanted to know your opinion about this question.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, nowadays is different from the past times. Totally different because of the technology and all electronic equipment that has entered our lives. It's kinda it's unavoidable to prevent our child to use them. What kind of voices?
Bicycle.
There is a bicycle.
I think motor.
Who's
Sorry,
riding?
guys.
Motorbike.
uh, yeah, that's very different from the past, and we can to prevent our children to use the technology, smartphones. Kind of they are attached to this type of things,
Yeah.
but we can teach them how can use their time appropriate and in a proper way and change their way of life to the best. and and don't procrastinate wasting their time on social medias or watching uh, TV.
Video.
Much more than that is healthy.
Yeah.
It can,
I
needs education,
I
educational system for this.
I actually I
That's
think it is not that bad to using tablets or applications or smartphones. I know there are bad sides, dark sides, but the children nowadays are more creative than I think when we were, because they use many applications, they learn languages,
Yeah.
and I think it is not bad. I think it is good also. My point is that we have to let them to use applications, mobile, tablets, play
Mr.
games.
Farid, we don't have your port clearly. Mr. Farid,
Yeah. Do
your
you
That's
have?
voice is
okay.
not clear for
Yes,
me.
yes, yes, we
Yeah,
have
it's
you.
okay.
It's
It's
clear.
quite.
it's
It's
okay.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I have it.
I mean, have you found the real honey?
I think
Can
you
you go
got
to
your
buy
answer and you
honey?
I,
left.
Yeah.
Mr.
You was
Said.
buying.
dear Farid,
Mr. Said, tell me the price of honey, so I can
Yeah.
dear
tell.
Farid, I think the internet in France is awful, and your voice wasn't clear to
Every,
us.
everybody except Mr. Said hears me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear
Yes.
Farid, do you have 3G there or 4G there?
Uh,
Is the internet good as good in France?
yeah, it is. It is not bad, but it is not as good as we may think.
Can you buy package?
Just run it around there.
Miss Mahdi, do you have my voice?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we
yeah, I have
have.
your voice
So
clearly.
what's the problem with
Yeah.
Yeah.
internet?
I think it's his problem.
He's
it's not your
asking
problem.
Dear
Yeah.
Farid, do you know what this stuff is?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know, Mr.
How about
Mansour.
Mr. Amin?
Yes.
Do you have any idea about that topic?
What topic? About honey?
No.
Okay.
Where were you? Where were you, Mr. Amin? Asking you.
I lost my net for 10
Yeah,
minutes.
okay, no problem. It's about
So you can
using...
say your idea about honey no matter.
About what?
Yeah.
About honey.
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 How much?
Mr. Said,
Right.
Mr. Said, answer.
Are you able
We answer,
to?
Mr.
Are you
Said?
able to buy? Are you able to buy real honey now? As I told
No, I can't. No, I can't.
I told you, if you want to buy the real honey, you should take your match with yourself in that store and ignite one of them and put it on that honey. If it burns, it means that's not a real honey. But if it doesn't burn, that means that's a real honey. Because if it burns, that means that honey has sweet.
Sugar.
And has
That's wrong.
Sugar.
Mr. Said, that's wrong.
Oh.
We use a scientific way to distinguish real honey from fake honey. Yeah, its name is fit test.
Yeah.
That's showed that the seller actually adds sugar into honey or not. And we have a scientific way to distinguish it.
And
how is it? Can you explain more?
It's complicated, but I can explain to you if you want.
It's a special equipment.
So you can use matches. If it burns, that means that honey has sugar. If it burns, but if it doesn't burn, that means that doesn't.
How about Mr. Said? How about if the seller doesn't allow you to put that?
I have another way. I have another way for you.
Yes.
If you wanna buy honey, you can take this tasbih with yourself, and you can tell him and threaten him that if you give me the fake honey, I will punish you.
Mr. Said, I think besides that tasbih, you need a good beard, good beard that am someone, connected with the app.
Yes, you're right. So you should be prepared before going to that store 2 months ago, and you should have a good beard.
You have to wear a good beard and mustache, and say, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, you are not a good seller. We have to punish you.
Excuse me, I'm just kidding.
I'm really sorry.
No,
I think it's the end of our session. If you have anything to add to our topic, you can add. Can I start by myself? Let me start. I want to say that there were many people who, influenced in my childhood and, my life. My parents, of course, my brother and my sister, they were like parents, my second parents for me. In my childhood, they always, took care of me. I had really, I can say many great friends. I've never had any bad friend, and really great teachers. These are enough for a child to have a really good life. This is the only thing that I can add. So if you have anything to say, you can add too.
Miss Nadia, I have a question. Could you tell us how long you have been studying English?
For 4 years, I think.
Miss Matthew is language teacher. Miss Matthew is language teacher. She's teaching.
I know she's a language. She's an English teacher. But I wanted to know when did she start to study English?
When I was first grade in high school, I started learning English till I had concours examination. I think it was about 4 years. Yeah.
It's about 4 years that you started to study English, and know you're a good English teacher, and that shows you are a successful girl. And I want to say that your English speaking is really excellent. And I don't have a question.
Thank you. I'm not that much successful, but thank you anyway.
Well, that's a reality.
Thank you.
Mr. Mansour, please add what you wanted to add.
Yes, I just to add to my statements, I had a bad really memory from my university period. You know, I was in Tabriz University. I was studying mechanical engineer. In I think second semester, I had a good friend named Paris, and he had a bad accident, and unfortunately he died because of that accident. It is a bad, I think, memory from my studying periods. Just to add my statement. Yeah, it was so tragic.
Guys, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Guys, please. What's your opinion about our educational system? Is it efficient or not? Does it work for us, Yana?
Who wants to answer?
Actually, before answering this question, I think the session is approaching the end. So we can continue, or anybody can leave.
We can
I think Miss Mahdi,
dear friend, we can postpone this answer to tomorrow night, and in my opinion, that's enough for tonight. We can reschedule everything we want to say to tomorrow's night. So I wish all of you have a dreamy night ahead, and I don't have anything to say. Goodbye to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you, guys. I have to go to.
Thank you.
Have a great. Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah, thanks.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for managing.
Goodbye.
Yes, Mansour.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye and have a nice night.